Asia is a beautiful continent full of rich diversity and history. The continent has long been home to the majority of the human population, and several of the first civilizations, including Mesopotamia, ancient India, and China. Asia has also been the birthplace of mainstream world religions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, and others. With about 4.5 billion people, making up 60% of the world's population, Asia continues to undergo dynamic economic, political, and population growth. Much of Asia is located in an area referred to as the 1040 window, where a majority of unreached people groups live. Since the mid-1980s, God has blessed UBF ministries in Asia by sending missionaries to these people. Missionaries have been sent out to Bangladesh, Brunei, Cambodia, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Mongolia, the Philippines, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. In 1986, missionary Angela Kim was sent as the first Asia Pioneer UBF missionary from Korea to Hong Kong. While she faced many hardships, enduring 3 brain surgeries, God blessed her obedience and sacrificial love for Hong Kong students by raising native shepherds, pioneering 5 chapters, and sending out missionaries to the USA, China, and Taiwan. Sharing the gospel with Muslim students has been a great challenge for Christian missions. Muslims regard Jesus as a prophet, yet more than 80% of them have not heard about the gospel of Jesus Christ. The majority of Muslims live in Southeast Asia, especially in Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. Indonesia is the country with the largest Muslim population, yet missionaries Peter and Sarah Lee and missionaries Peter Kim and Rebecca Kim have co-worked together since 1991 to serve Indonesian students with the gospel. Missionary Peter Lee with his wife Sarah in particular has been an exemplary disciple maker, raising up Muslim students as native leaders. Although he received threats and persecution from Muslim neighbors, God used him to pioneer the National University of Indonesia in Depok. Through Depok UBF, God has sent out 4 pioneering ministries to bring Indonesia UBF to a total of 7 chapters. Now they have the vision to pioneer all 34 provinces of Indonesia to reach 260 million people. Dr. William Altabar served the Philippines UBF faithfully for more than 2 decades with the help of his wife Mina, and recently God transferred leadership from Dr. Altabar to missionary John Jung, who is supported by his wife Sarah. May God expand his kingdom in this period of transition. Southeast Asia is a hub for tourists with its beautiful, lush, tropical plants and its cultural diversity. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, missionary Peter Bansuk Lee and Deborah Lee have been working in Thailand to raise native leaders with gospel faith to participate in God's work even in the face of strong Buddhist traditions. Cambodia has also been recently pioneered by Joseph and Dream Lee, and they are working hard to serve the gospel. Shepherd Vincent Lee and Ison Hong of Malaysia have become a good model for UBF ministries because they both came to the USA as students and met Jesus personally here. They grew in their character and shepherd hearts and returned to Malaysia to serve their own countries. Ison Hong's wife Becky came from Southeast Asia, where she grew and began to co-work with Dr. Steve and Allison Haga in Kaohsiung, where they serve as professor shepherds for college students. God made them fruitful, and now they are sending missionaries to other countries. Missionary Mark Hui's family has also been serving students in Taipei with the gospel faithfully. We thank God for using missionaries from Hong Kong and the USA to pioneer Taiwanese campuses in Taipei and Kaohsiung. Recently, the beautiful country of Singapore witnessed history when Chairman Kim Jong-un met with President Donald Trump for a nuclear summit. Here, Joshua and Pauline Hong, Andrew An, and David and Rebecca Shim and their families are quietly but surely making historical legacies in Jesus, serving his kingdom. The influence of Buddhism and idol worship is pervasive in East Asia. In Japan, there are 8 million idols, but very few churches. This makes it difficult to plant gospel faith in the heart of campus students. But our missionaries, like missionary Daniel and Maria Jung and others, believe that one of you will rout 1,000. Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. God is blessing many years of struggle by raising native shepherds and second-generation missionaries who believe in Jesus, who turn away from idols, and who support God's kingdom across 16 Japanese chapters. Mongolia is the land of Genghis Khan, and our Mongolian shepherds want to conquer the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ. God is using 3 chapters where 2 missionary families, Matthew and Maria Lim, and Paul and Esther Guan, and 1 native shepherd, Gangsu, are leading Mongolia to plant gospel faith. South Asia is known for its Hindu, Islamic, and Buddhist influences, and for its continuing economic growth. Jesus has been doing mighty works in India and Sri Lanka to call people to Him, and not live for themselves or their own economic gain. God sent Jimmy and Maria Lee to India in 1987, and Jesus raised their first 4 Bible students to become missionaries. Dr. Samuel and Joy Palaka have grown as exemplary leaders for India Campus Mission as they co-work with 5 native shepherd families to serve DU North. In Sri Lanka, missionary Barnabas and Aroma Beck opened an educational institute where they can serve students, support their finances, and support and co-work with missionary Luke and Sarah Jun. Barriers to pioneering Asian countries do exist. Preaching by foreigners is prohibited in many parts of Asia, but self-supporting missionaries can go to Asia as professors, student shepherds, or as businessmen. If you want to serve as a missionary, please pray and speak with your leader about opportunities for short and long-term missions work in Asia. In the coming 40 years, God will establish Asia as a kingdom of priests and a holy nation to spread the gospel message to the ends of the earth. May God send missionaries to the unreached peoples of Asia.